My bad, man.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking dickhead. To start off,
every single time.
You've been the hardest guest to get on this goddamn podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking super excited to have you, actually. Because we've been through such a tumultuous, onslaught. We've tried to book you in, fucking...
Enough times.
Enough times.
I felt like for a while I was just going to have to get you boys together and just have a big group hug.
I was ready to fight you. I was going to fucking fight you. You weren't answering my texts, but you weren't answering my calls. I was fucking furious. I was fighting mad, and I was like, this motherfucker. I don't care how good his beard is. I'm going to fucking dirt nap him.
Joe would tell me that. He'd be like, dude, I saw Bill. Bill's still real hot. Can you talk to him, please? And I was like, now I'm waiting him out, dude. We'll see how long.
See how long he
I never
stays
popped.
mad.
I never popped.
No,
you don't
you
give
did.
me a reason to pop, though. Some people give you a reason to fucking get mad at them. You never do.
I try.
It's just honestly, you're just an admittedly lazy motherfucker. And you know what?
I didn't make my move.
at the end of the day, I gotta respect that more than anything.
Just can't change who I am.
I'm trying. I don't want you to be perfectly honest.
Never
change, Chris.
Never
No,
be
man.
different.
I'm trying. I had Brussels sprouts for lunch.
Oh,
They
You
were
have bacon on them too, though.
No, dude. It was like a Buddha bowl.
It was okay. So
I don't know
bacon.
what those are. I just
don't-
found one at the store.
Okay.
They got carrots and cauliflower,
Carrots,
Brussels
cauliflower,
sprouts, with a
Brussels
little sauce
sprouts.
on them. I don't know what the sauce was either.
Yucky.
All of it tasted terrible.
yeah. Sounds horrible.
All the ingredients separately were awful. Then I put them together, and it was
I really like
4 times.
if I gotta eat if I'm gonna eat vegetables, a good Brussels sprout is gonna do the trick for me.
Brussels sprouts are nasty as fuck.
You don't like Brussels sprouts?
Listen, if you roast them in all
Yeah.
kinds of fucking nasty oil and garlic and shit and make them terrible for you, they're fucking amazing. Have you ever had deep fried Brussels sprouts?
Oh yeah, you bet I have.
Oh, Jesus
I'm a
Christ.
fan.
I haven't. That sounds awesome.
I'm just a fan
Just
of
the
Brussels
leaves.
sprouts. I love them.
They just deep fry the leaves and they're basically like chips.
Oh, dude.
Delectable
It's amazing.
for kings. Chips for
Holy
kings.
cow.
Kings.
Well, they're just so dainty and little. You'd think royalty would eat them. I wonder.
Do they eat dainty little things?
I assume so.
I feel like they were the people who ate all the big stuff. That's why they were all you ever seen the paintings of the kings and queens? No
They
one's
were
thin.
very large. They were very large. It's a symbol of beauty in the Middle Ages was being a large person. I wish I was born then.
That's the beauty standard that I aspire to these days.
Same.
I want people
Same.
to know
We're
that
all
I'm wealthy.
representative of the Renaissance
What a
standard of
time
beauty
that
right
was.
here.
Yeah, what a time.
We could have been
Just
fucking,
let yourself go. You're gorgeous.
we could have been porn stars.
We might all get the plague.
Yeah.
Two things.
I'm okay with that. That's not. I've often been wondering
Yeah,
lately, how
plague.
do I get modern day plague?
They had-
How do I just end this whole fucking thing?
They
What's
had
the closest thing you have to a bubonic plague?
well, they had syphilis back in the day that would eat holes in your brain too. They hadn't gotten that under wraps yet. That's always
true.
a fun thing to think about.
Yeah, they used to fucking take mercury and shit to fucking get rid of their syphilis.
Dude, right?
Solid plan.
Here's some heavy metals.
That's why, when I go to the doctor and they're like, "No, this has been tested. It totally works." I'm like, "Okay, but back in the day, mercury for syphilis was also tested, and that's what worked."
They used to use arsenic for cancer.
So I just cannot wait.
Early 1900s, they used arsenic for cancer.
You want to hear? Here's a crazy ass story. My mom remembers she's part Native American and came from reservation in Oklahoma and shit. And she remembers being there in a room where everybody was fucking crying when she was a little kid because one of her uncles had been diagnosed with serious stomach cancer. And so what they did is they grabbed a daddy long legs and ripped its leg off, and he swallowed the whole thing because apparently this was something in the tribe, the fucking cyanide inside the fucking daddy long leg was supposed to kill the cancer or some shit.
Without a leg, just one leg.
I think he pulled off all the legs.
I think that's so it couldn't do the classic spider thing and climb back up the drain.
Well, just
and
well,
poke
just
back
think about
out his
this way.
mouth
I
like,
thought
"Hey,
it
what's
was
up? You thought you had me down."
Uncorking the bottle.
No, took off all the legs.
Oh, all right.
ate
So
the
it couldn't
body.
climb out.
Well, you don't want 8 spider legs in your mouth. You just want that nasty little body. That's where all the goodness
That's where the meat is.
Yeah.
That's where the meat
That's
is.
where the good stuff
Yeah.
is.
Dude, there's
That's
I'm
nuts,
just sitting here
dude.
thinking
That
of Daddy
was
Longlegs
50
now,
years ago,
and I'm
so.
just so creeped out.
You don't like daddy long legs?
like not the regular old daddy long legs, like with the little round body, but like the fucked up looking.
The ones
daddy
with
long
joints?
legs. Yeah, where they have like
Where
a
you're like-
couple parts to their body.
That's a defined joint.
I used
Those
to.
are so gnarly.
I used to have to sleep in a garage when
Yeah.
I was like a teenager because we didn't have room in the house because there were so many people jammed in because we lived in a cult.
Drink.
Yeah, and
We're still playing that, by the way.
Unfinished garage in
Yeah.
the middle of the woods. And I used to have fucking daddy long legs crawl over my face all fucking night long.
Oh my god.
And like I would like slap at him when I was asleep, and then you'd wake up just smelling the dead daddy. It was.
dude.
I hate fucking spiders to this day because.
So
of
what does that smell like? Like describe that smell.
It's like this acrid, bitter smell. Have you ever crushed a daddy long leg? Or killed a
I
daddy?
don't remember how they smell.
It's a very acrid, like bitter smell. It's fucking bizarre, and it just.
It's all the medicine leaking out.
That's the good stuff. You want to lick that stuff up, but
like
no
your
way you don't get stomach cancer.
That could have saved my
dude.
grandpa Bill.
Maybe it works. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I bet it works. I'm at that point now. No, I really am.
You're just ready for woo-woo science to
That's
work.
it. That's it. Sure.
What else? What else?
All of it.
All
No.
of it.
What's that dude's name? David Avocado Wolf. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
No?
No, I have no
Okay.
Who's David Avocado Wolf?
All right. I don't know how to. He has like a perm, and he's always going on the internet.
Does
I
he
thought
wear
that chair
shoes?
was going out from under me again.
Does he wear shoes?
Why would he wear shoes, dude?
His name is David Avocado Wolf.
He doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah, you know what's
Motherfucker.
funny
He
is
doesn't wear
he doesn't
shoes. He's
fuck with
grounded.
shoes.
He's
is I
grounded
said
like a
David
motherfucker.
Avocado Wolf, and then I searched Tom Avocado Wolf, so I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, like look at this
Did
cat.
Tom come up?
Oh God.
Show the camera. They probably can't pick it up.
What does
but
he do with his life?
He lies to people professionally.
I will
Oh,
try to
yeah?
put a still image of David Avocado
He,
Wolf on.
like, let's
because
see.
He's just a real penis of a.
Okay, foods that
Looking man.
cleanse the liver.
Come on.
Ooh.
What are they?
Grapefruit, broccoli, avocado, cauliflower,
bet
lemons and
every-
limes. What?
Every post he makes like that always includes avocado. It's the signature.
It's just okay. Like protect your vision, juicing recipe. I thought that was more for like your spiritual vision, but it's actually for your eyesight.
Does it have carrots in it? Because if it doesn't have carrots in it, he's full of shit.
Oh no, quarter cup diced carrots.
Better believe
We
it.
got a
He
tomato
knows
in
what
there.
he's doing. I'm sold.
You know that was made up,
I
right?
know. I was.
You know that's
yeah,
that's
I was
complete. That's
being
not real.
sarcastic.
It's with the British Air Force.
Matt, I was.
They
being
lied.
fucking
They got different
sarcastic.
teas for
Yeah,
different
they lied,
moods.
and they were feeding their guys fucking methamphetamines
Yeah, they
like
were.
everybody else was.
Like fucking champs.
Yep, that's the ticket. You want better eyesight on somebody? Feed them a bunch of meth. They'll be able to see fucking everything.
Dude, like the goalie from Mighty Ducks. You guys see that too?
No.
Sean Weiss.
Yeah.
He got arrested again.
Again,
Dude,
What do you get arrested for the
you've
first
run in with Sean Weiss. You've run in with Goldberg.
Oh yeah, dude. I did a show with him.
Oh yeah.
At Stand Up
Did a
Scottsdale.
show with Goldie.
Is he a comic?
He does well.
He gets up there.
He gets up.
Gets up there. He takes the jersey from D1 out.
Oh fuck.
He does.
Shows
dude.
it. He fits in it
He
still.
brings his jersey.
Are you fucking serious?
Dude, wouldn't you? And he's got this.
No, I wouldn't. Absolutely not. 100% I wouldn't. If I was trying to make it as a stand-up comic, I wouldn't show up with my fucking hockey jersey from the movie I was in 30 fucking years ago. Be like, hey.
I'd love to argue with you, but it seemed to work.
Gave credence to his words.
Dude, no joke, all 7 people there
Everybody
were going nuts.
Everybody's like, Goldberg was always the funny one. So yeah, of
fuck.
course he's going to be as funny as
He had
himself.
what's up? He had this killer bit about like spending $1 million on CDs.
Great.
And I was like, dude, that doesn't even relate. A CD bit doesn't even work anymore.
You know what's even better though is like that was 30 years ago, probably, or when did CDs come out? 20 years ago?
Yeah,
What,
something like that.
94 ish?
Yeah.
91.
Yeah,
25
somewhere
years
in there.
ago.
That's when
Anyway,
they started getting real popular.
those CDs now probably aren't able to be read by a laser because they degrade over time.
Yeah.
Like 100%, right?
They have to. I mean, I don't even know. I just know that he also probably didn't buy $1 million worth of good stuff that anybody wanted to hear.
It's just all fucking like menudo.
Ugh.
Well, yeah, how could you spend $1 million on fucking CDs? Yeah. That's
How much did Tyson spend on beepers? Remember that? Did you ever hear that number?
Yeah, but a beeper is like a piece of technology that they thought was going to go forward.
Right.
and they made it cost a lot. A CD was like $5.
True.
And everyone in your crew needed a beeper. So when you're
How do you
rolling with
spend
it,
$1 million on CDs?
Look, he's clearly spent CDs. I feeling like was a metaphor for methamphetamine.
Yeah, definitely.
No, like I really feel bad for him. I saw a picture of him, and like when were you at Stand Up Scottsdale when he was?
I
there?
don't remember seeing him.
He was a lot thinner. Like he didn't look like he did in Mighty Ducks at all. Obviously,
that's why he had to bring the jersey so everybody
right
knew. Like
to
hey,
make sure.
This is who I am.
Even though the show was sold as like Goldberg from the Mighty Ducks, and
it's like Obama bringing his birth certificate.
D2, and D3.
but dude, he's looking real rough.
I'm sure he is.
I mean, like one straight year of methamphetamine.
That guy looked rough at 12 years old.
I'm just saying, man. Tony Perkins really did a number on that kid's psyche.
Yo, Heavyweights was legit though. Like, to this day, that's one of my favorite '90s movies that I still watch.
Because you just wish you'd be sent to a fat
wish
camp.
someone
I
would've
now.
wish
sent-
I would have been sent to a fat camp. I
wish
wanted
my
to go
parents
so
would have cared
bad.
enough to send me to fat camp.
I really do. Like, they had a chubby kid. They did nothing about it but feed me more cake. Like, I could have gone and raced go-karts,
Yeah.
bro. I could have put a boat fucking prop on the back of a go-kart that somehow makes it go faster. I could have figured out that technology like that fat kid
Is
did.
this from the movie?
Yeah, it
is
is.
this from the movie
It's a-
Heavyweights?
oh, yeah,
Okay.
100%.
All right. I was trying to figure out if you were doing a bit here. Or
No,
if-
at the end of the movie he put a boat propeller on the back of the go-kart and there's a like turbo button.
Yeah.
And he pushed it and the boat propeller went and it boosted the go-kart like to jump further
they do.
than the other.
See, Heavyweights wasn't really my thing. I was more of a Camp Nowhere man myself.
Dude,
Yeah.
Camp Nowhere.
Yeah.
My God.
Christopher Lloyd, man, really enjoyed his work back in the day. Like, was a big fan. I was like, yeah, how great would it be?
There's a dude named Christopher Lloyd who created like Modern Family.
Yeah.
Okay, and I saw that.
Yeah.
My wife was watching Modern Family, and
Yeah.
then I'll come clean. I watched the hell out of it. But
I've watched a lot of Modern Family. I find it to be a funny show.
I tell everyone, I'm like, I don't like that. Dude. I don't like. Who watches Modern
Fuck
Family?
that show, man.
You only watch Adult Swim, dude. Rick and Morty. You know what I mean? And then,
That's
like,
it.
but then I'm like at my house.
You're
I'm like,
watching
Rick
The
and Morty.
Bachelorette and shit.
Too hardcore for me, dude. I'm trying to watch Modern Family. But I saw he created it, and I thought it was the same guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, he should have stepped into a producer role a lot sooner. This is.
Guy's got so much range. I had no idea.
And then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, a totally different guy.
Completely different person.
Oh, well.
He's probably gotten so many credits over the years. Like, you're Doc. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm much
No.
wealthier than Doc.
No, sorry, I've made better decisions in my life. And I've taken care of myself a little bit.
Playing Uncle Fester was probably a bad decision for Christopher Lloyd.
I just want to say that those movies, those Addams Family movies, meant a lot to me.
Did they?
Yeah, they were great.
Which did you prefer?
Oh, the first one's good. The second one's also great. I like the Thanksgiving where the kids take over the camp and like are roasting kids on a pit at the end. Like I find that to be very, very funny.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
It's a good bit.
it's a good bit. It's a good bit.
Why can't we go back to a wholesome time like the 90s when we portrayed
I know, right?
children roasting other children over an open
Everyone's
fire?
like, wow, values have really gone downhill. And it's like, 1998-ish.
Like
I think we're holding pretty good.
not sure you guys remember the shit we grew up on and
Yeah.
how fucking terrible it was.
It's pretty hateful. It was pretty hateful.
It was a lot.
There's
Yeah.
one thing I learned from my childhood cartoons and stuff. It was like, whenever there's a disagreement, you just kill whoever you're angry with.
Pretty much.
Think about it. It was like
That's the solution.
Transformers, G.I. Joes, all that
Absolutely.
stuff. They were like, you said what? And then for a half hour.
It was a pretty big theme. And a lot of war.
Always war.
I always war. I expected to see a lot more fighting time in my adulthood than actually came to be.
That's what I'm saying, man. You
Yeah.
get to an adult and you're like, I'm just working in an office.
Yeah.
Thought I was going to be shooting at the Cobras.
I'm pressing a button on my computer every 5 minutes to make it look like I'm working. Like I was sure I was going to have a laser blaster at this point. I was sure 35 was the time where I'd be flying in a prop engine jet with a laser blaster trying to take out fucking Cobra. But, you know, that wasn't my path, Bill.
Life doesn't always go the way you think.
It doesn't. Sometimes it takes a really sharp turn and you end up 35 with 3 kids on a podcast with 2 other chubby guys.
After you spilled
After you spilled fucking
lap.
carne asada juice all over your crotch in your fucking brand new car because you were just trying to fucking eat on the way over.
Look at
Did that
you.
really happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know why I asked that. Like, are you lying?
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Did you really?
You?
I love how you don't smoke in your car, but then you eat shit like that in your car.
I thought it was gonna be. I didn't
Thought it was a
realize.
slam
Come on, a
dunk.
I didn't
burrito's
realize-
always a gamble.
I didn't realize they were gonna give me the sloppiest carne asada burrito in the world.
They gave
Like,
you extra juice. They looked at you.
They
One
did.
look, they were
They
just
did.
like, this guy's wants extra grease.
He doesn't care if
wants
it's the
extra
bottom.
grease. He needs it for his beard.
This guy loves carne asada juice, so let's just make this whole burrito just the liquid and guacamole, and we'll try to wrap it up and hand it to him and see what happens next.
They basically gave you a water balloon burrito.
And then 20 minutes later, while I'm on the freeway, I look in my lap and I'm like, motherfucker.
You know what's my favorite part about that? Is it was 20 minutes later, and you're like, oh, man. I spilled carne asada juice on my pants.
He's a father of 3. He has desensitized genitals, okay?
I have
Like,
desensitized everything.
Yeah,
I've had
you
to
just
take
can't
everything
feel anymore.
and just take it back all the way to 1 just to be just like, because if I really felt anything that was going on, I would murder everybody around me. Like, if I really had any kind of semblance of understanding of what happened in my daily life, I would just lose my fucking mind.
Push it back. Push it back.
You're like one of the... So, Chris, you're newly married,
Yeah.
and you're also one of the classically angriest people I've ever known.
Yeah. You know what No, you know what's funny? It's like I was just having this discussion the other day because my father-in-law, my wife was saying like, oh yeah, they were driving to somewhere, and my wife was
somewhere.
like, Chris really likes punk music and all this other stuff, and her dad was like, I thought he only liked death metal. I was like, dude, what vibe am I throwing off to people?
The vibe that you're real into death metal. That's,
Yeah, I
that's
guess
the
I'm
vibe
just.
you're putting off.
I guess I'm just sitting around like grumpy, angry.
You put off the vibe that
Yeah.
if someone was across the street from you and put the devil horns up and went, Slayer! And just like wigged out for Slayer,
Yeah.
that you would respond in chord.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to leave somebody hanging.
You're not going to leave one of your Slayer bros just sitting there across the street.
That's
Jesus.
the vibe you're throwing.
That
out
would be
there. Just
fucking
saying,
rude.
You know,
But that said, though, I listen to Linda Ronstadt all the way down here.
I mean, I've never denied that you don't have range. Never said that.
That's all I've got when it comes
all you've got.
It's the only area of my life I have any range either. I listen to a lot of music.
I respect your taste in music.
Thanks, man.
But what I was gonna say is, so being the perceived as angriest dude in the room,
Yeah.
more often than not, like when are you gonna have a kid?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys trying, or you, like
Not
what's
right
the deal?
now.
No.
No. But also, like, we're cool. Like, we're ready.
Ready for
We
a
try to
kid.
build ourselves into
We're cool. I like how you be like, yeah, we're cool, man. Like, we're fucking, yeah, you know, if it happens, yeah, we're fucking cool. Let's do
That's
this.
the vibe we're trying to deal with. Like, we're not actively trying, but if it happens, we're not going to.
Yeah.
He's one of the few people where I just can't wait to see him be a dad.
I'm going to kill it. I'm going to be so good.
Be a great dad. But at the
I
same
feel like
time,
you're going to be
like,
pretty fantastic. Yeah. I mean,
It's
because
gonna-
you have
you
all
will-
that anger. This is perfect for being a
teach
father.
him.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be really funny to
Hold
sit
it
there and
all in.
listen to you say shit to your kid, especially when they can't like 100% understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And because I don't think you'll ever not talk to somebody, including a infant child that's your own, in the same way you do everybody else in the world.
I know, right? Probably not.
You just, I talk to my kids the same way I talk to you guys.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah, but you
mean,
cutes it up a little bit. Like I've never seen Chris cutes up a goddamn thing.
I don't cutes it up.
You do.
I was
Soften the edges
Maddie,
of the blade.
Maddie, I've seen you
Yeah.
cutes it up a little bit. I mean, I know you have the hard persona on the podcast, but IRL, Matt, you're a little sweetheart.
Fuck you, Bill. How dare you? How dare you pop this
Him,
bubble.
on the other hand, I've never he literally
I
relishes.
find Chris to be a very not that angry person.
Thank you.
I find him very pleasant to be around. I've had nothing but pleasant conversations with Chris.
wasn't pleasant.
But I also do like the hatred that lives deep inside.
That's what worries me. Is I'm like, Everyone's like, dude, he's real fun to hang out with. You know, you can see it. You can see the subliminal rage. Like, I'm not trying to be that way. Oh, well. Hey, you are who you are, right?
Listen,
never change yourself.
What's the thing that made you most mad today?
Most mad today?
Most mad today.
I couldn't find one of my work boots.
And
that'll do it.
Oh, I gave up. I wore other shoes to work, and then I got to work, and I was like, you guys wouldn't believe it this morning. I also spilled the coffee at work, but I was less mad than
the boot.
than with the boots.
Yeah.
Because I can make more coffee. I can't find more. Oh, my God.
I mean, you could find more boots. The likelihood that they would fit you and be the right boots that you need for that moment, not very high.
I guess, yeah, what I'm saying is today was a pretty good day.
Okay, so
I mean, my phone just beeped in the middle of the podcast, probably ruined the whole thing. So I'm
you
steaming
can't-
about that.
You can't hear it.
We're gonna have to scrap this episode.
This entire episode.
and we're gonna have to try to get you back in about 6 months or so.
All right, so that's been it.
thanks for stopping by today, Chris.
There's like literally a part of me that's like, oh, all right.
All right,
I guess we're done.
All right, yeah. This is what I
This
cancel.
this is what I get for throwing off the vibe I throw off, I guess. It makes me wonder if people are like at shows are like tiptoeing around me.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, there probably are.
Yeah. Well,
Definitely.
the first time it got really weird was like a few weeks ago. I was at what's that place called? Tempe Tavern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, Jeremy Ditto runs a cool room there.
I like the tavern.
no, I do like the
I
tavern.
really love the vibe in that fucking spot.
It's like
it's
sink,
evil.
sink or swim, but everyone's throwing cinder blocks at you.
But mostly sink. It's sink or swim, but you're mostly
It's
gonna
not
sink.
cinder blocks. It's those fucking like spiky things from Super Mario Brothers that like make you explode when they touch you.
What, like turtle shells?
No, the fucking spike things from the water episode.
What are you
from the
talking
water
when you
level.
like when you get the fire flower and you shoot fireballs and shit?
Shut the fuck up, man.
Underwater too? What a
That is
stupid
such
game.
what a bullshit thing. How dare they? The Japanese
What
made
a
that game 'cause
pioneering
they
game
fucking-
that was with
No, fuck
such
them.
flaws.
Fuck them. Fuck the Japanese for making that game against Italians. That was racism towards Italians by the Japanese. Super Mario
Yeah,
Brothers.
that's the nicest bit of racism that the Japanese have ever taken part in, because they used to just enslave and rape
Real lot of
people,
bad
so.
shit. Yeah, the Koreans got a definite ripe with them.
Have you ever met somebody who's like, I feel like my life's been really held back by the way I was portrayed in Mario?
I mean, I do. I
mean-
can only ever be as good as a plumber, guys. As a short,
Oh man,
brown-haired
you could
little
never
Italian.
be that good, Bill.
I know.
You could never be as good
I
as a
don't. I
plumber.
don't have
I'm
the.
sorry.
I don't have the fortitude. I don't have the fortitude to do plumbing work.
Listen, you don't have what it takes to be fucking
I'm not
face
confident.
deep in shit
I'm
every
not
single
confident
day.
You don't have
my-
what it takes to joke about being a plumber, dude.
I'm not confident in my brazing abilities, nor in my dealing with shit abilities.
Brazing abilities. Are you cooking something?
No,
What do you
brazing like you braze the plumbing together, like when you do like copper fittings,
I've never once heard that referred to as
Like when you
brazing.
sweat the pipe,
sweating the pipe,
brazing it.
Sweating,
braze-
brazing.
It's
you know.
braze welding. You use brazing rod, dick face.
No.
Fuck you.
Never once used
I've
a
only,
brazing
I've only
rod.
heard sweating, but I'm also not a plumber, so or a pipe fitter or a
Solder, butane torch.
Solder. Okay.
solder.
Solder.
Which is my favorite thing
Get
to say.
some of that solder. Hey, bring me some of that solder. Why are you flipping me off, Bill? That's not very nice. God,
You're a dick.
so much hatred.
I know.
Yeah, it's got an angry vibe
This is
to
a
it.
very.
Let's chill it out.
Listen, I just
We
want
do
to tell
need
you
to chill it
both,
out.
you're two of the angriest people I've ever met in my entire life. So when you guys were like fighting, I was like, I don't fucking know. Let's just fucking talk to each other.
I guess it's just what happens when they're like this.
I guess this is what happens when two angry people try to connect. They just
It really is. It really is. I'm not good at connecting either, and I honestly shouldn't have felt the way I did. I feel like a kind of an ass that I was that I was upset, and I just didn't fucking talk
I mean,
to
I
you
just
about it.
didn't respond to you at all.
Pretty fucking pissed about that.
It's pretty okay for you to be
Speaking
mad.
of which, I tried to get you on my show the other night at the fucking Grid, and I was like, hey, Chris, you want to do the Grid tonight? I was just fucking nothing. And I was just like, all right, fuck this guy. See if I ever ask you again if you want to be on my fucking show.
The funniest thing about that was I got it, and I was like, I'm going to respond to that real quick. And then I started like working on stuff, and then I saw it, and I'm like, I got to remember real quick to respond. And then like 5 hours went by, and I was like, oh my God, I've done it again. Who am I?
You're an asshole.
I am a monster.
You're a fucking asshole.
I'm a monster.
I do that to Joe though.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Joe will be like, hey, we're gonna hit a mic tonight, and I'm just nothing.
But Joe is like the most easygoing human being in the world.
Kinda, yeah.
I'm borderline ready to have a heart attack at a moment's notice. Like one more motherfucker cuts me off in traffic, I'm probably gonna die. And hopefully I take a slew of you bastards in traffic with me.
If I have one more carne asada burrito drip all over my lap while I'm driving down the freeway,
20 minutes later, you're going to be pissed.
20 minutes later, I'm going to freak the fuck out. I'm going to go fucking falling down on your asses. I'm going to stop my fucking car in the middle of the freeway. I'm going to find a goddamn bazooka somewhere. I'm going to blow up my own goddamn car. I mean, I feel like that's more responsible.
That seems counterintuitive.
Buddy, your insurance won't pay that. That's intentional damage.
I don't care. I mean, at this point...
I think they will pay it. I think they'll be like, you did what?
What'd you do?
First of all, where did you find a bazooka? There's got to be a coverage loophole there.
This is Arizona. There's bazookas everywhere, I'm sure.
Do you guys get more scam likely calls to your phone these days?
Yeah.
All the time.
Than you ever have?
Yeah.
Like, they've broken into the cell phone companies, and these fucking shitbags have our phone numbers.
I
hate it.
No, every time I get one, I'm like, scam likely? I hate when they say it likely. You know it's a scam. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt.
Like,
yeah,
why put that call through?
Scum likely is what they should put on
If
there.
you think it's a scam, I'm dumb. Like, I'm just a dumb human. Like, you're a smartphone. You know what these numbers are doing. You watch them. You watch them work.
I'm a dumb human. You're a smartphone. I think it's a scam.
If you're gonna tell me scam likely, just don't fucking tell me about it.
What in the world does that mean?
Doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
It means It means I have smoked a little too much before we started the show.
I like the ones that they're pretending to be the IRS in the computer voice.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to take you to jail.
Those are the best.
I've got a couple of those.
I had a text. I wonder if I still have it.
You had a text?
I've had a few texts, but I deleted it.
Actually, I had a text too at one point.
I got a weird text today.
I said some mean shit back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I got this one that was like, "Can I call you later today?" From a number I didn't know.
It's a vampire.
And so I wrote to them, and I was like,
He's asking to be invited.
"Today's kind of rough, but I should be pretty free tomorrow." Because I assumed it was a friend that I was ignoring.
Yeah. You were ignoring them so much that you lost their name in your contacts.
And, well, dude, famously, one of my best friends in the world, he got a new phone with a new number, and for 1.5 years, I never answered his phone call. So I was like, this is definitely, I don't know this number. It's not on my phone. And, but no, so I get this thing, and I'm like, today's pretty rough, but maybe, I'm pretty free tomorrow. You call me. And then, so then he writes back like, who is this? And I was like, well, I was going to ask you that because this number's not on my phone. And he's like, I have no idea who you are. And I was like, then there's no reason for me to call you tomorrow, is there? And the guy's like, well, I'm like, leave me alone. And I blocked him.
That's the way to do it.
There's a thing that's going on where like they're able to use your cell phone number to like mask where they're really fucking calling from.
People. You can spoof people.
Well, I got a phone call from somebody being like, "Hey, you just called me." I'm like, "No, I didn't." And they're like, "Yeah, you just fucking called me. Like, I'm a fucking detective for the fucking Gila County Sheriff's Department.
Really?
You just called my phone number. What do you want?" I was like, "I didn't call your fucking number. Like, I've been sitting here jerking off for the last hour. Like." I love
that that's what you're telling a detective.
Listen, I don't care at this point.
Dude,
like,
you can spoof phone. You can get an app to spoof a phone number,
I'm gonna
and
get that app.
get it to send from another phone number, and then they call the phone number back, and it's not the person who sent. I sent Mike Enders a series of big and small dick pics from spoofed phone numbers.
Were they just large and small file sizes, or were they actually big and small dicks?
They were big and small dicks.
Did you go like back and forth,
Yeah.
like big dick, small dick, big dick, small
yeah,
dick?
I did actually.
I like that.
We went little micro penis to like big.
So you like
black hog.
You'd like disguised.
I disguised
number?
my phone number, and I would send him dick pics because his podcast is please send. And I told Charles I was doing it. I don't know if they ever mentioned it, but I did it for like a solid week.
How mad was he?
He never said a word. I never heard a word about it. And that's why I'm
proud of Enders.
That's why I'm revealing it now on Meat Sweats, Because I mean, you can definitely do that. I did it to Enders, and unfortunately, that investment bore no fruit. I was hoping.
I feel like it did though. I feel like Ender's
low key just
furious, like in Washington or wherever he's tagging himself, Alaska and stuff. I bet he was so mad he could barely keep it together.
That's a fun thought. Just thinking of him losing his mind.
He's like in the airport.
He's just in the airport.
Big dick, little dick. There's a pattern.
What does it mean?
Charles, what does this mean?
Micro penises are really jarring to look for on the internet, by the way. Just
I don't have a lot of experience.
Just throwing that one out there. Like you think the big ones are like scary to look for? It's the little ones. Because I shock you.
I haven't looked for one, but I feel like I've clicked on enough porn sites where I've seen enough of those. Turn this dick into this dick.
They don't use They don't use a really small this dick into this. They don't use a small starting point.
Listen,
they
I've got some sites for you to go to where you can see the exact thing. Where it's just an elevator button right there.
I wish,
and it turns into a.
I wish I had some of these pictures saved that I had sent because they're just.
I wish you had some too, so we could talk about it and look at it and be like, yeah,
I'm cool with the amount we have currently.
Are you? I feel like we should start carving some into the table and be like, this is a micro penis.
Don't carve a micro penis.
This is a regular
No
penis.
micro penises in the table, please. Please.
Oh, it's just
Did you see the new gnome?
Yeah, it's great.
It's great, right?
That's a fucking awesome gnome.
It's a beautiful gnome.
Yeah.
He's a new addition.
Yeah,
We were
no.
welcomed into the home. The other gnomes
This
had
guy
a
here?
party with him.
Yeah.
He got him really
Just
baked.
chilling, reading a book.
He's reading a book. He's the learned gnome of the house. You know, we get the mechanic gnome, we get the tripping gnome, we get the gnome that's the toad master. Got a lot of gnomes.
You have a tripping gnome?
Yeah, he's the one with the mushroom.
You know,
He just gets high all
people
the time.
love to co-op things. I think he just goes in a garden.
Bro,
And there's mushrooms in
No,
gardens sometimes.
no, that's my fucking gnome. I get to give his backstory.
No, you can put whatever you want into it. That's the beauty of art. Is whatever you see in it is what's in it. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
gnomes stereotypically, traditionally, it's probably. I'm
pretty sure,
you
like-
can eat that or cook with it. Put it in your gravy.
No, that's gonna get you high. How dare you?
It's just a regular ass
How dare
mushroom
you? How
that
dare you?
you're turning into drugs because
dare
you're a
you?
fucking
There's clearly
degenerate.
Because you're
That
projecting.
is clearly
You're projecting,
That is clearly
'cause you'd be like-
Amanita muscaria mushroom.
You're like, I'm a gnome and all I do is eat psychedelic mushrooms. I don't eat the regular ones.
Actually, I do like a good portobello, Matthew.
Who doesn't?
I mean,
I was making
monsters.
a joke. You're ruining the fucking joke.
mean, you
so
did-
We had the whole bit going.
it was
ruining my
It was a
holiday.
great fucking
Fuck you
bit.
guys.
It was a fucking great bit we were doing, and
You
you
would
wrecked
come
it.
along with me. I was trying to be an idiot that thought a smartphone was smarter than him.
I'm not going to come along with anything you do because that's my role on this podcast is just to attack everything that you
Antagonist.
say. Yep.
There has to be a balance.
He really is. I get no
That's-
support. I get no love.
That's why when I was trying to do a
I'm
podcast,
just a battered housewife here,
it was brutal.
slaving over a hot, free audio editing program.
Yeah.
Once a week.
Yeah. No, you're doing it. You're doing a fucking great job.
He just slaps me around verbally.
Yeah.
You abusive piece of shit.
Listen, that's Bill. I don't know what you think I bring to the table, but that's the only thing I've got in my arsenal. Is just to be
That's my dynamic,
as
man.
mean as I possibly can at all times. And I have to balance it out and try to be nice sometimes when we're not on the air, but nobody wants to hear me being nice to you.
People love it when you're nice to me.
They don't.
They message me about
You
it.
have to. You
They
have
write
to
us.
have a balance in the characters. Trust me, because you could have a podcast that you have guests on, and then they say something, and some guys are like, I think that the Knicks are going to be terrible this year, and then everyone in the room goes, "Yeah, me too." 15 minutes of dead air.
I mean, but really, are the Knicks ever good?
What?
What's up, dude?
No, it wasn't. There's
just the
there's
one.
I don't know which one of us should be upset by that.
You.
We should
Both
both
of
be
us?
fine.
We should both be fine.
Also, when that other guy came in here,
He like scared you a little
The
bit.
look on
he
your
scared
face,
the living shit.
the look
Yeah.
on your face was phenomenal.
Yeah, you jumped.
Yeah, because I was like, "There's movement out of the corner of my eye."
And just sees this little Mexican crawling on the floor.
thank
What
you,
would you
Brian.
think? Oh fuck no! Sorry, buddy.
No thanks,
Mint
bro.
M&Ms. That's not.
This sounds awful.
M&Ms?
Not my bag. A
Mint
tread.
and chocolate.
Andy's M&Ms.
Mint and chocolate. You in or out?
I like mint chocolate.
You like mint and chocolate?
You like in my ice
I
cream.
mean, yeah, not really. I
No.
mean, I'll have it occasionally when I'm feeling like a little bitch.
No.
but
no mint and chocolate. If you eat mint and
if I'm feeling a little
chocolate, stop
bitch-like,
watching this
then
podcast.
I'll have
Normally
some,
I just
guess.
go with butter pecan,
Oh,
Butter-
yeah.
there you
rum
go.
raisin, keep
I
that
mean-
hair on my chest.
I mean, now we're talking. Now we're getting into deep ice cream flavors. Deep. I'm a real partial to like a strawberry cheesecake.
Like me a pecan praline. That's
I do like a bit. Like
a fucking-
I feel like you should get into Cherry Garcia then.
I've had the Cherry Garcia. I like it, but
I just know
mean,
I just know he's got
cherries,
this fake beef with Subcheck.
No,
about the
it's a
Grateful
real
Dead.
beef. It's a real beef. I fucking don't like the Grateful Dead. They're awful.
Very good.
They go too
See,
long.
this is the thing. Like, I sit
Yeah.
at my house. I'm like, I like the Allman Brothers and the Grateful
Yeah.
Dead, and everyone is like, "This is a death metal guy, right?"
He does listen to the Grateful Dead.
Like at my house, it's dad rock and chill. That's all I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
I-
you've gotten to that point, but
I have like a reggae barbecue
I
station
know you've
on
gotten to that
Spotify.
point. You were also the guy who was in the basement of the Nile for fucking how long?
Yeah, I did work there a little bit.
What
Got
was
punched
the-
in the face.
What was the worst thing you saw in the basement of the Nile?
They had to take brass knuckles and guns off of teenagers coming to a show for like the Acacia Strain. Dude, those guys though, it might not have been them. I don't want to lump them in with a weird fan base, but let me tell you, the one thing I do remember about the Acacia Strain is the dude walking out. They had this big banner on the stage that said, first of all, it had a skeleton in a noose, like swinging, and
Yeah.
it said, "Life is a nightmare, death is a gift." And the guy walked out wearing gym shorts and Nikes and a tank top, and he had a coffin with two sharks coming off of it tattooed on his neck.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, yo, this dude's about to mean business right now. and then they
I'm in love with this guy, by the way.
their show
Just saying.
their show opened with the audio of like a 911 call.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
somebody was like, I killed everyone. And then they were like,
Jesus Christ.
dude, it was so nuts. And then the first note that got hit was so low that I didn't actually hear it. I just felt it go through my rib cage.
As you pooped your
It was
pants.
a brown note.
Well, some
brown
dude
noted
is
you.
Close to the brown
squared
note.
up the bridge of my nose.
Oh, really?
One note in, just like do yourselves a favor and look up "Vulgar Display of Power" by Pantera. That
yeah.
album cover is
Oh,
exactly
absolutely.
what I felt like.
Oh yeah, I love that.
It's
album.
just a fist
Yeah.
directly into my face.
Just as the shows. Were you working security?
Yeah, I was just standing there.
And dude just fucking socked you right in the face.
I guess when you're authority, that you just got a target on your back.
I guess when you're authority at an Acacia Strain concert, you're gonna get punched in
And
the
there's
face.
this weird thing where
Gotta be
people were
right.
mad. They're like, "You should have thrown him out." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's a concert. It's the environment." He was just amped to see his favorite band.
Oh god.
Punch me in the face, all that good stuff.
I mean, I'm taking it back. It's like sometimes I wonder if you're the angriest person now, because you've mellowed so much.
I have mellowed a lot.
You've mellowed a lot.
I've always noticed Chris as just a very sweet soul. So
He is a sweet
I was
soul.
making
He
fun
is a
and saying
sweet
that he's
soul.
very angry, but yeah, that's only because he
End
says
of the day, he's a great guy.
he says the really mean shit that I think is so much fun and funny.
I know that's well.
I want to go to a concert
used-
with him.
You guys want to go to a concert, dude? There's a concert coming through here that I was like, I got no business being at this, but I might.
What is it?
Behemoth.
Behemoth would
They
be cool.
unironically wear like devil clothes.
Oh, okay.
And they get up there and it's hell. This music is hell. And I think that's how they want it. That seems to
Yeah.
be their vibe.
Well, if they're wearing devil clothes, I think they're trying
They
to
wear
hell to her.
like they honest to God look like you guys see it's that giant film universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
The people that are like they belong to, I just saw it. So what's his name?
He'll know. I won't.
The Gears of War guy, Thanos.
Thanos, yeah.
He has all those
Gears of War guy?
Yeah, he looks like he should be in Gears of War. I was like, when he started talking, I was like, the fact that it's not like Marcus Phoenix is infuriating. But he's got all those minions with like the kind of like robe things on, and that guy looks like Squidward. They call him Squidward. Looks like Voldemort.
Ebony Maw?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had to
the-
look
the
him up, but
sorcerer.
that is his name.
Yeah.
And you know they got that kind of gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wear like that stuff.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty badass.
So and they like I don't know, man. They just try to be scary.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of death metal. I listen to a lot of black metal.
Yeah.
And I might be into that. I went and saw Glassjaw and Quicksand a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, how was that?
My
wife-
I really enjoyed Quicksand because I grew up listening to Quicksand.
Okay,
like
that's what I heard. They were good.
Quicksand's fucking great. Glassjaw, I wasn't like. That's more like the emo punky shit, and I was less in love with that. But that was fun.
Shout out to my wife who loves Glassjaw.
Yeah.
And I went and saw them.
No.
I was standing in the back like, I don't need this.
Yeah.
Can I go home?
Yeah.
And they had a couple openers that I didn't like either.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah. I really only went to go see Quicksand.
What's the dumbest show you've ever seen in your life? Like, not necessarily like you hated it, but you were just like, why is this happening? What's the point of this? And you can't count any Phoenix comedy shows.
Well, shit, I have to rethink that.
It's
then.
probably like well, yeah, definitely comedy shows, but like music shows. It's probably the best concert I've ever been to, and also like the dirtiest, weirdest, dumbest one.
Dude, I'm excited.
It was Godsmack and Breaking Benjamin.
Dude, like, was that, how long ago was that?
That was
recent?
like circa 2006.
See, they were both in their
7.
primes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both put out hot records.
Heaters. They were throwing heaters.
Diarrhea Jane was probably out.
Diarrhea Jane was the fucking single at the time, sir.
It was the single?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then Godsmack was all on the voodoo. And
They were on to,
Or they passed Voodoo.
they had like the fucking army commercial at that time. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
I went to
Army of One.
That Damn Show, which
Dang.
you remember
Yeah.
That Damn Show, The Edge?
That's so awesome.
I went to That Damn Show in 1998.
Okay.
It was Blink 182, the Goo Goo Dolls.
Dude, that's like, oh my God.
And this was Blink 182 right after that fucking first album came
It's like
out.
Dude Ranch.
Yeah.
So they didn't even have like the pop
No.
hits yet. They were
No.
still sort of a punk band.
Lenny Kravitz, Seven Mary 3.
Dang, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Well, because that's the only time that they were fucking
yeah,
big.
I haven't heard of that since probably about 1998.
Fuel.
Man.
And so the worst part of it, do you remember Harvey Danger?
Yes.
Flagpole Sweat Sitter?
Okay.
No
Now
reference.
okay.
That they were. Cake was there, but Cake left after one song. But Harvey
Is that
Danger.
the show where somebody was throwing stuff
Yeah.
at the cake? Dude?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Sugar Ray was there. Mark
Dude, the
McGrath.
Edge was putting on a heck of a
I would.
show.
Yeah.
That sounds like a hell of a show. Actually,
Harvey-
for that period of time.
most
I
of the
would've- I
show was
would've loved
fucking
to be
great.
like, are you kidding?
Harvey Danger
Ray?
was one of the worst
Come on.
fucking bands I've ever seen in my entire fucking
Really?
life. Like, they played that one song that they have on the radio, and everything else was like, this is fucking straight garbage. It was
don't even
so
know
fucking
what their
bad.
song is on the radio.
Save Ferris was there. Save Ferris is really good.
Really?
Save Ferris is a ska band with like a chick lead singer.
Okay.
They're a lot of fun. The rest of the show was super fucking fun. I've been involved in music for a very long time, so I've seen a lot of shitty things.
What's your
me about
worst?
I was at. Do you guys remember? It was on University and like 8th Street. There was that like cantina. It was on Bar Rescue, where he went in and it was like it looked like they tried to make it look like a stereotypical shanty town.
Okay.
And you went inside and everything was like this fake Mexican plaster with like and it was this horrible little cantina. I can't even remember what it was called, but it was something cantina.
Yeah.
And my buddy and I are sitting there, and these bands just show up and start like setting up. And I'm like, well, I'm staying. Like, I'm staying all the because every dude showed up in a long sleeve black shirt with black pants.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's no
Something's going
way this is happening here. Right? So I'm waiting for him to start, and I talked to somebody. I saw a guy I knew who worked security, and I'm like, dude, what's this all about? And he's like, venue change. And I'm like, cool, who's playing? And I promise this is real. He's like, cattle decapitation and dying fetus. And I was like, I'm staying.
Yeah.
And
Why would you leave?
Dude, it was appalling. It was atrocious.
It's like the worst open mic set you've ever
Dude,
seen.
it was so bad. Like I don't. Maybe they were killing it. Maybe
Yeah.
that's exactly what their records are supposed to sound like. you
They
know what I mean? But
That's what they're going for.
cattle decapitation sounded just like that. a cattle decapitation.
Jesus Christ.
And dying fetus,
That's something you're not getting through in one swing. But mind
Yeah.
you, cattle decapitation.
It was
It's
brutal.
gonna take a couple.
What's the best concert that you've ever seen, or the best music experience you've ever had?
Maybe I saw the end tour for Sabbath.
Okay.
That was kind of amazing.
Yeah.
It was weird because you're like, it's Sabbath, dude. They're gonna play the greatest hits, and then everyone's like dumping on Ozzy.
Right.
Everyone's like, he's 100 years old. He's so lame and dumb. And then he walked out in the dumbest outfit I've ever seen, and the whole place was still just like, Ozzy, like lost it, dude, for 3 hours after bagging on him. He had on like a robe.
No, Jesus.
Like with wizard sleeves on it.
Yeah.
And they came out with like the sound effects of like rain.
Oh, God.
And then they just jumped into a song, and the whole place collectively tried to sell their soul right on the spot.
Just like, fuck
Everyone's
it.
like, take it.
Yeah, take it all. You can have
I don't
me.
know. I've had a couple good ones. What about you? Let me think for a minute.
The greatest concert music experience I've ever had in my entire life is me and two other buddies were going to Flagstaff to go see High on Fire at the Orpheum. And
High on Fire, dude.
Yeah.
They got a new song out today.
they fucking canceled the show because their bus broke down in Needles. Like, we were staying in Flagstaff, like, rented a room,
Yeah.
and, like, we went to the fucking bar to go party beforehand. We got to the place to get our tickets, and it was like, their bus broke down. They're not going to be here.
Fuck.
But there was a sign on the door that said, hey, the opening bands, which were Torch and Kylesa,
Oh, damn.
those are the bands that were going to be opening for High
Yeah.
on Fire. They're going to be playing at the Big House tonight.
Okay.
We just figured that was some kind of fucking club or bar in Flagstaff. So we hopped in a cab and was like, hey, take us to the Big House. And the guy was like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And he's like, we explained to him what we were doing, and he's like, okay, I think I know where to go. And so he drove us down the back streets of Flagstaff and dropped us off on the corner where there's this big-ass 2-story house.
No way.
And we walked inside, and there was a fucking house party. And Torch and Kyla, I'll pull up the videos afterwards and show you, and like you'll be able to see me in this fucking crowd.
Yeah.
Torch and Kylesa were playing in the corner of a room, maybe that big, and there was 2 other rooms off of it. It was the fucking coolest thing I have ever. People were fucking, beer was everywhere. Like, it was
That sounds really awesome.
insane.
That sounds fucking fantastic.
Especially when you know like just how loud Kylesa is.
Oh my God, dude.
And they had 2 drummers, right?
They had 2 fucking drummers. And at
in
one
the corner
point,
of a room like that?
yeah,
Jesus.
They have 2 fucking drummers. At one point, like somebody plays a solo tom a bunch in a different. So there's like 3 drummers going at the same fucking time. It was nuts. And even Torch fucking destroyed that room too. And that's just 3 fucking people.
Dude. That would have been so fun.
Remind me when we're done to show you the fucking videos, because it was one of the most insane, ridiculous nights I've ever had.
I can only imagine.
And I was walking around with like an 18-pack of fucking beer, and I was just like tossing beers to people and shit, handing beers to the bands as they're fucking playing.
That okay, so I went and saw High on Fire at the Clubhouse.
Okay, I've been to the Clubhouse. The Clubhouse was cool as shit.
Yeah. But High on Fire in the Clubhouse
Yeah.
was a mistake by the promoter.
Yeah.
It was amazing for me. I didn't
Right.
hear for a week after
Right.
that. Like they came in and their openers, it was a weird show too. Cuz the opening bands were Bison BC,
Okay.
who was as heavy as ever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who the other ones were. Oh, this is why it was so weird. Is then it was Priestess
Okay.
and Helmet.
Helmet, really?
And I was like, isn't Helmet big enough to be playing like a much bigger room than the Clubhouse?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was all about, but maybe it was just like a makeup show or something.
Interesting.
But Bison BC left blood all over everything. They played so hard. They were playing so hard that they like, I could not believe what I was witnessing. I was
Yeah.
like, this is pure reckless abandon.
Yeah.
And like, it's kind of like doomy at parts. So they play like one note for like 4 minutes, you know? And the bass player took the bass and just threw it off his forehead one time.
Jesus
It
Christ.
fell on the ground. And he like picked it up and then did it again. And after the show was over, I'm like talking to him and like, you want to grab a beer? I'm like, sure. So I thought we were gonna go like. It was a weird experience. I thought we were gonna go to the bar.
Yeah.
We go by the bar and they all order a salad.
Oh God.
They're like, we're vegans. I'm like, what? And that was cool, man. That was cool. And then we went to their like van.
Yeah.
And they were like, we got like 2 30-packs. You want to just drink some beer in the van? And I was like, "Eey,
Were they vegan beers?
sure, man." It was like Coors Light, and like, they were
not vegan.
warm. And I was like,
not vegan.
and in my head, I was like, dude, I'm going to remember this as a great time in my life. And now I'm telling it now.
Is that a great time? No.
Jeez. But I did get to go see High on Fire.
I'm still disappointed that I've never seen High on Fire up to this point.
You really have? Oh, yeah.
I still haven't seen him now.
It's worth it.
My best.
I believe it.
My best music
Yeah.
experience. Also, Godsmack and Breaking Benjamin.
Same show that was my worst experience. Was
Yeah.
also my best experience.
No. I saw Slipknot, All That Remains, and Devil Driver.
God, that is a heavy ass night.
It was a pretty cool night.
That's KUPD right there.
It was. It really was.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was like that. That's the time. That was the time it was. Like they were all in their heights.
What year was that?
That was like probably about 2010.
2010. That's right after like Iowa came out, isn't it? Or maybe that was.
No, I think it was later than that.
It's later than It's like Duality, I want to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, I love that record. See, like Slipknot.
Duality or Iowa?
No.
Iowa was great.
The super heavy ones.
Yeah.
Now here we go. I'm going to tarnish my cool image.
Right.
The heavy ones, I was like, whoa, man, whoa.
But Vermilion, you're just
Whoa.
like, fuck
But
yeah.
then when they were like, let's clean sing and be a little whiny about it.
I like that juxtaposition of the heavy music with the clean singing. And
Dude, so like you like Paul Bearer? You ever listen to them?
I haven't listened to Paul Bearer.
It is so unrelentingly heavy music, and then it's purely clean singing with like just ample amounts of echo on it.
So my buddy just turned me onto this. It's called Zeal and Ardor. And they're
Okay,
like,
I've heard of them.
dude, it's fucking so good.
Spotify.
It's
See,
like,
I always get in music conversations like this.
Yeah.
I classically have a very bad taste in music, as we all know.
you'll like this because this is like Americana
So
mixed
it's
with
called-
with
what's it
black
called?
metal. Zeal and Ardor.
Okay,
And they're like a Swedish metal band. The guys
share it to me, Matthew. Send it to me.
I'll send it to you. They're like a Swedish metal band. The lead singer's
Send
like a
it
black
to me.
dude. This
That's
whole
what my mom
album's
said.
about
That's what it-
lynching.
Send it to me. Send
This
me a
whole album's
link,
about
Billy.
fucking lynching.
Which one?
Stranger Fruit.
It's about lynching?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever
It's
heard?
fucking
have you
wicked,
guys ever
dude.
heard? The reason I said
badass.
like,
Yeah,
always
usually
good.
when someone comes to, it's 13 songs about lynching
Yeah.
on the record.
Yeah.
It's out of control.
It's so
I bet it's interesting though with like a black guy as the lead singer.
and they're Swedish, and it's like
No, I'm
it's-
serious. I bet
yeah.
it's a really interesting look at it.
It is a super fucking interesting look at it,
All right,
and it's that twangy Americana with like that deep gravelly voice, and then all of a sudden just the fucking black metal just comes in and just tears everything apart.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Then you need to go to that Behemoth show.
Yeah.
Because the opening band is Wolves in the Throne Room,
Okay.
and then the direct support. Talk about music real quick while I look it up.
Talk about music, Bill.
Jump in,
I
Bill.
was just gonna say like, yeah, I like
come on.
bands stuff.
No, you were talking
I
about
listen to music every once
you
in a
have
while.
bad taste in
I
music.
do have
but I
bad
don't-
taste in music, and it makes me like feel like remits to interject into a conversation like this because I don't have any reference for any of the things you guys have said thus far.
Listen, I'm gonna
But then
drive
I'm
you.
like, have you guys ever heard Fear to Midland?
I'm gonna drive you to Big Pine, and I'm gonna play you some music, and I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out. Okay.
With a gun? Do you promise?
With a gun, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna leave
I
an
will-
even
I
worse
will
mess
blow
in
your
your
brains
car
out
than the carne
and
asada
show
bun.
you some.
You're gonna want to pull over for that, or like lay down some plastic.
I have
first.
already spilt carne asada juice all over my brand new car, so what's a
It's
little
done.
blood and gore? You
Little
know?
brains,
Yeah.
dude. I
brains
thought-
anywhere. But yeah, like I don't. I'm really bad. I only listen to like just shitty fucking radio
You
music.
can listen. That's fine. You can listen to whatever you want.
all I
You don't
listen
have
to.
to.
It
Like,
makes you fucking happy. Here's what I grew up with. My brother-in-law at the time fucking introduced me to, like, he was a huge punk from like Seattle, and he introduced me to all this fucking music, all this punk music and death metal and fucking 80s hip hop and shit.
My cousin,
Super like underground shit, and like I've recently been talking to him again, and like he's once again giving me all this fucking new music where it's like, holy shit, like I didn't even know this shit existed.
dude, I have a cousin who did a documentary about the Chicago punk scene from like the 80s, and it was really wildly successful. And like my other cousin is super like everybody's, and I'm just a fucking idiot. My brother is super into metal. And I just didn't ever like. I love Hendrix, you know. I like the classics,
Well, no,
shit like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, here's the deal. Like in middle school,
I like anybody who's still making music.
I had no friends.
Yeah.
That's how I got all this knowledge.
Yeah.
I was alone by myself,
Oh, that's
desperate for some friends
I
gathered this knowledge.
I had buddies that were getting me drunk and high
Right.
in middle school.
That's what I'm saying. So it all
smoking
it's like give and
cigarettes.
take.
I was a bad.
yeah. No, I disappeared into music. That's like
Right.
to deal with all my bullshit going on in life. Like I found
Drugs
music.
and alcohol.
I found music and then I found comedy. Well, I was still drinking heavily as a fucking young child, but I was also listening to really good music at the same
I
time.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like
See, I made that turn, dude. I
that
was
time,
like,
I was listening to like Zebrahead. Zebrahead was big in my life. The Used, shit like that.
my wife loves The Used, and I like to pretend that I hate all their music, but sometimes I'll hear one and be like,
They had that
They're getting
one
me.
song.
Taking
that
Back Sunday.
That one song that came off of their first album is fucking great.
"The Taste of Ink" or whatever.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw them not too long ago.
Was it good?
That
or
was
no?
fucking garbage
was
fire.
brutal.
Yeah. Well, because it was 2 stages at Tempe Town Lake, and on one stage was the Vandals, No Effects,
Right.
Rancid,
It was that.
Oh my.
The Offspring.
Yeah.
On the other stage was like The Used and all these other bands who I wasn't really fucking into, like Ashes of Eden or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
I don't know who they are, but yeah.
They're like this Christian. Just
That's another thing. Is
just don't
like
like that
people
shit.
listen to music with me, and it'll be like like on my like YouTube playlist.
Yeah.
And they'll hear like what I'm listening to in the car. And every once in a while, something will kick on, and they'll be like, "Is this Jesus music?" I'm like, I don't really,
Maybe.
I don't really know,
listen.
but I can sing every word.
If you're not down with Christ, you don't get to ride in this beast. All right, that's the way I roll.
I had like my fucking ex-girlfriend used to give me shit because I listened to this like I don't know what I don't even fucking know their name, but they have this one song that I really like, and I'd sing along to it, and she'd be like, "You are fucking like so into God right now, aren't you?" It would make me so mad
Why?
because I'm not into God.
Yeah, but if you, but
We're
you
not
like what's
tight.
on- I feel like you are. But
Nah.
all right, man.
Sorry, buddy.
How do you feel about God, Chris?
How do
No
you
problem
feel?
with him. I think
You
he's
have no
probably
problem
cool.
with God?
He's probably cool.
Like I was saying this, I've been saying this for years, dude. Like I want there to be a God. I want Jesus to be there. They seem like cool people, right? We differ on some stuff, but it's like, dude, the institutions that took up their cause. You're like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You guys read this whole thing and got this out of it.
This is what you decided he was saying
This is.
in his dictation.
You know when a kid gives a book report
Yeah.
and clearly didn't read the book?
he watched the movie. He
Honestly,
watched the
that-
end of the movie.
I mean, I don't even want to get in deep to it.
Yeah.
Because you can get in deep and be like, well, the Bible we all read is an interpretation of even older documents and texts.
Probably.
Like Dead Sea Scrolls are like the oldest known Bible that we have on the planet, right?
Right.
And like there's people that have discrepancy on what those actually say. So how the fuck do we know that whatever they came up with in like the King James Bible that we have that was written by Constantine back in the day, like how do we know that that's what was on those?
Well,
how the fuck do they know?
Constantine
They didn't
was,
have
was
fucking
pretty
internet.
close to demons, if I remember.
I was
Hunted them exclusively.
Yeah, I was hoping we were talking about that Constantine.
Not
'cause
that
I
Constantine.
really
I'm talking
liked
about
him.
like Constantine for like the Middle Ages, like the Roman.
I like to
Constantine.
picture Mike Constantine as a troubled Keanu Reeves character. Just can't.
Getting
just
a
can't
little
quit
help from
smoking.
Shia LaBeouf.
Little Shia. I really loved that movie.
I don't have a problem with it. I owned
I-
it for a
I
while.
thought that was a great
actually
fucking movie.
Thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
The portrayal
So,
of the devil, his
how many-
tattoos, the way his tattoos work, when
Oh,
he got
that
them
was
together.
the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Well, So here we go. Here we go. I'm about to go all the way down the rabbit hole.
Let's
How
go.
many of these Marvel movies? Like, I know they got the MCU or whatever.
yeah.
Trust
Yeah.
me, Joe's told me all about it. Shout out to Joe. And it's cool. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, I like the simpler days when they weren't that good.
Yeah.
Like when I watch Spider-Man
Yeah.
and Spider-Man 2,
And Spider-Man 3.
they're all sick to me. I'm like, yeah, this is trash. Spider-Man 3 is trash.
Oh, it's so bad.
Cover to cover.
So
Original
bad.
X-Men movies, same emotions.
Dude, okay, this is where I get upset.
Love the original
X-Men is cool,
Yeah.
but there's something to be desired there.
Yeah.
X2,
Yeah.
it's like almost perfect to me.
Yeah.
With the Nightcrawler intro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
People get mad at me, but I'm like, that is like the
I'm with
perfect
you.
execution
I'm
of an
with you.
X-Men movie to me.
I'm with you. 100%.
It abandons almost everything from the comic books, but that's okay with me.
Did you see Deadpool 2?
I did, and I liked it.
I
To
still
me-
haven't seen it. I'm really sad.
To me, that was the perfect X-Men movie.
Really?
Yeah, kind of.
Absolutely. It was 100% like, this is the fuck. I wish this was X-Men. I wish they brought these characters in. It was done so fucking well.
I can't believe I still haven't seen this. It's almost like a mental block.
What do you think
right
is the best superhero movie ever made?
now. Ooh.
Mine's like real easy, and it was a fun summer.
It's The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight. The
Okay.
Joker Batman movie
Yeah,
with
The
Heath
Dark
Ledger.
Knight.
Yeah.
I had a very famous argument about. That was a rough year for me, 2008.
Yeah.
I went to like every midnight showing,
Yeah.
and this is a prediction I actually made. I stick by it. We were sitting there getting ready to watch Batman, and everyone's like, "Dude, you pumped about The Dark Knight?" I'm like, "It's fine, dude. I'm really just kind of waiting for Hellboy 2 next weekend."
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Hellboy 2 is going to be the best superhero movie ever made."
Yeah.
Then I saw it,
Yeah.
and to this day, I'm like, I was 100% right.
I love
Hellboy 2 is
loved-
the best.
Golden Compass
fucking-
is pretty good.
I fucking loved
pretty
Hellboy
good.
2.
It's pretty good.
I loved Hellboy 1.
So did I.
I was so disappointed
I'm
that
all-
they never did the
Listen-
Hellboy 3
Listen,
like they were
everybody,
planning on doing.
I'm a huge proponent of world building. Okay, like
Yeah.
and just getting into deeper mythos than a surface.
Absolutely.
And that's why like X2 is perfect because it gets deeper, just that
Yeah.
little bit that you want.
Yeah, scratches under the
And
surface.
it's
a
the
little
same
bit.
thing with Hellboy 2, where it's just that little bit deeper.
Plus, it was fucking elves and shit. I
Dude.
fucking love elves,
love
bro.
Hellboy 2. See, this is what happened. I was like a fanboy of Hellboy. Like,
Yeah.
I did not read comic books
Right.
as a general rule, but I read Hellboy.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have any idea how it came into my life. It's like a blank spot, but
Yeah.
I love it. And then separately, I was like super into Guillermo del Toro because
Yeah.
I like to think of myself as like a gothic child at heart.
Yeah.
Not really. But if you watch his movies, you're like, am I a goth?
That Pan's Labyrinth really fucked me up at the end, man.
Let's
That was
talk.
a
Holy
weird
shit.
one. That was a real weird one.
Do you know how hard I cried in Pan's Labyrinth?
Fucking sobbed, man.
Dude,
Did you
I'm in
not
the
cry?
theater. I'm in the theater watching Pan's Labyrinth, and the lights come up, and all these people are talking to each other like, "Wow, that was phenomenal. He's gonna
Yeah.
get an Oscar."
Yeah.
And then there was one 300-pound hairy dude in the middle of the theater going. And I was like trying to use the popcorn bag to like wipe my eyes out. I was wiped out.
Honestly, I don't really even remember that movie because I was dating a real freaky girl at the time, and yeah,
Did you get a blowjob during Pan's Labyrinth?
probably
Because
That
you
is
did.
fucking Jesus
That's all I need to know
Christ.
about your mental health.
Jesus, you're a fucking monster.
And,
here we are ripping on Centanni for being just this horribly angry person. Did we ever say that Chris Centanni was on the podcast today? I don't think we ever
I
did.
think I hope they caught
I don't
it.
know if we
I
said his
mean,
last name.
whatever.
I think it's even funnier if they're just like, there was a guest on,
They
man.
had somebody.
I mean,
he
they
was
see
fine.
you in the tag, you know, we know you. You're a
Um,
friend. This is Chris, guys. Everybody.
Hello.
Hi, it's like Chris.
Usually,
Thanks for having me, guys.
listen, if you would have responded one of the first few times we tried to get you on the podcast, we would have said
Yeah,
your
we
name
would
at the
have
beginning.
introduced you. We'd have given. There would have been a whole.
This is
spiel.
all payback. You made us wait
Other
6 months.
Other people get streamers. They get like those confetti poppers and stuff. I go through a lot of.
I
setup
show
with
him my
Luna.
dick. I mean,
That's
You missed
nothing.
out
I'm just
on
going to
that.
say that of all three of those things, I'm okay that I missed it. I was going to try and make an order there, but it all seems
Yeah,
like not
man,
me.
you really wish you'd have seen the confetti. That's pretty.
I'll be really honest with you. Sometimes confetti is so frustrating to me.
what's frustrating? Like cleaning it up, just
Yeah,
like
you
it's
know what
everywhere.
confetti is to me? Confetti is like the single greatest just middle finger to the planet Earth that ever existed.
Yeah.
We're going to saw down a tree.
Yeah.
We're going to mill it into paper.
Yeah.
We're going to chop that paper into tiny, tiny little pieces.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to pop it one time
Yeah.
back on top of the tree stump that we just murdered. It's like the most unbelievable thing.
You know what drives me fucking crazy is like Easter. Everyone in my fucking family will buy those fucking dozen eggs of confetti eggs for like all the fucking kids, and there'll be like fucking 800 of them.
Yeah.
And it's just like all fucking day Easter, you're just gonna get bombed with confetti eggs, and just it's all over the fucking place. You can never fucking clean it. That and silly string. Silly string is the other one.
Silly string kills the ozone, and it smells like cancer at the same time.
I had a person run in, like, we were all hanging out, and he ran and like sprayed silly string all over me. And I swear to God, for like 10 minutes, I was like, "Why didn't he just mace me?" Like as I was like pulling it out of my beard, I would have preferred he just maced me.
Oh man, I silly string someone while they were on stage at like a Halloween show.
You're
once.
A real piece of shit, Bill.
Well, it was
that's
planned.
a low blow.
It was planned, but it was teaching actually. He was sitting there in.
I can't believe you would attack a disabled person like that while they're just trying to perform on stage.
No, he wasn't performing. He was just a dead body on stage. And we just silly string the hell out of it was Avery Gingery, and then I just did
It's like
Tejan because he was just
two
sitting there.
fairly nice people that Bill just tried to take down.
Just silly string the bejeebers out of them.
That's what Bill
And I got
does.
the end of the can too, and the end of the can's the worst.
Oh, where
You
it's
know,
like it's like
it's
texture.
like
It's like
cup
Yeah, I do know.
It's awful.
yeah, I'm well aware.
Those are the really
Bringing
bad
back
ones.
like real bad memories
Oh,
of that
God.
guy getting me, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
Next time I see Chris, I'm gonna fucking silly string him. I'm gonna go buy a can.
See, he's trying to turn me into that angry guy
is.
that he wants me to be.
He
That he's projecting onto
is.
me.
I'm sorry, Chris.
He just wants to make everybody as upset as he is. It's okay.
I'm not that upset today. I feel pretty good today, actually.
No, I'm that person. I was just projecting onto you and trying to make it like you're the bad person, I'm the good person. That's kind of my thing, you know.
Trying to turn the table.
Trying to turn the tables.
That's my dynamic here.
It's my my virtue signaling.
Matt's hand is so sweaty on the top of his hand right now.
My hands are very sweaty. I'm very clammy.
This
Very
time
nice.
of year. We got 3 guys that are in the same boat probably. I'm just soaking wet most of the day.
Oh man, what's really crazy is like right here.
Dude,
It's just always wet right
Constant.
in here of my fucking beard.
I'm actually pretty good.
dude.
I'm not a very sweaty guy. Like if I'm hot, I'm obviously sweating. But
Yeah.
like if it's tepid, then I'm not a very sweaty dude.
Oh my god.
I'm not a very hairy man.
I sweat in the winter.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You're just a sweater.
Drinking too much coffee makes me sweat too.
Thank you.
Like I
And
have to like balance my fucking caffeine.
And are you
intake with it.
cursed with like having to drink a lot of coffee to get going? Or no?
I'm always running at like half-ass. So I mean, if I want
much
to run
do
a
you- how
little
much do you
bit
drink
better,
a
I'll
day?
have to drink a bunch of coffee.
How much do you drink a day?
How much coffee do I drink a day?
How much coffee do you drink a day?
Like 6 or 7 cups.
How
Yeah.
big? How big is a cup?
So I got one of those cool wide mouth Starbucks ones.
Okay, so it's like
I don't know.
16 ounces.
It's like 2. It's probably like a cup and a half of coffee.
It's a lot of coffee.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
But I used to. I mean, you've heard the bit, man. I used to be
Yeah.
on energy drinks and stuff, and like it almost literally failed my body. So I had to go back to just.
gave himself renal failure.
Yeah. I mean, we were trying to give
Kill
up.
his kidneys.
But
I feel like that though. Like, I'm just like sitting there slugging through another McDonald's fucking value meal, and I'm just like, I feel an artery closing up somewhere in my fucking chest right now. I swear to God.
Yeah.
And then like, I wish caffeine just worked in the way where it like just blew through all that shit.
I wish a motherfucker would, you know?
black coffee, dude.
Right? Just fucking.
Just drink black coffee.
I'm gonna
all I
start
do.
getting the coffee enemas. We should do that. Anybody want to go get a
think
coffee
the enema
enema?
will help. I don't think it really matters what's in the enema.
Let's
right?
go get coffee.
I think
enemas.
that just cleans you out. That's not going to make you.
doesn't pep you up.
No.
Not gonna-
No,
Well, it peps you up because it cleans the impacted shit off of your fucking.
guys, let's
out of
go
your
get a
insides.
meat sweats enema.
No, I'm good.
It's fine. I'll get.
It'll be a competition to see
I
who
just
has
drink
the
my
most poop
12
in their
cups
ass.
of coffee a day, and I'm fine.
You're a regular man.
Dude, the other day, No, the other day I made a huge mistake, and it was like 7:00 p.m. and I just brain farted. I don't know if you ever do this, where I was just like, I like forgot what time of day it was, and I was like, I need a coffee, dude.
Yeah.
I went to Dutch Brothers. Shout out to Dutch Brothers for putting like nuclear energy in whatever they make.
Oh, it's insane.
And I got a double torture, which is like 6
Jesus
espresso
Christ.
shots. And I was just like sipping on it. I went to Zia. I was like perusing the records. I'm like, dude, this is a great little evening I put together.
Time was it?
Well, I drank the coffee about 7:00.
Jesus.
So I was feeling good, right? And I was still feeling very good about 6 a.m.
Jesus Christ.
I was like,
You were up all night?
Oh yeah, I was in my bed, just like laying there, like, cool.
I've never,
You're a monster.
I haven't done that with coffee in a long time, but what I will forget is I love fucking green tea. I love iced green tea.
I've never had
And-
iced green tea. I've only had hot green tea.
Iced green tea is one of my favorite things in the world. It's
Really?
It's just really good. It's
bomb.
really light. It's very refreshing. But I forget how much caffeine it is.
It's
Yeah.
not.
So sometimes at like 8:00 at night, I'll Dutch Brothers is right across the street from my fucking house.
Yeah.
So that's where I get coffee and green tea and shit all the fucking time. And I'll get one of those at like 8:00 at night.
Then you're
and
toast.
then 1:00 rolls around and it's like, no, I'm not going to sleep. This is just not happening tonight.
Isn't that
try
the
to-
worst feeling?
Oh, it's terrible.
You're just like, why did I do that?
Yeah. And then I try to take like melatonin and shit, and then I'm just in this
Yeah,
weird
right.
fucking limbo space where I'm in purgatory,
Yeah.
where it's like I'm super tired and want to sleep, but I'm also wired at the same time.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. I just deal with it, which is probably extremely bad for my body.
Yeah.
It's probably better for your body than taking fucking melatonin on top of the massive amounts of caffeine that you just fucking consumed.
I just don't know. Either way, it sounds like both you and I have some stuff we need to figure out.
Oh, I got so much stuff to figure out. I'm fucking steps away from the grave at this point.
I got it to about. I'm at like 2 cups a day, but and I water my shit down a lot because I'm kind of a bitch. So
Why you water? What?
I
do you mean
ice
you
my
water it
coffee.
down?
Watering down coffee is called
Oh.
brewing coffee.
I put ice in it because I can't.
I drink iced
Oh,
coffee.
coffee's
sensitive
fine.
teeth.
Yeah, don't
buddy.
worry about it.
I get some sensitive teeth.
All I drink is iced coffee.
Yeah.
Like I go
I
to
used
Dutch
to brew
Brothers.
my own
See,
here.
I can't do that.
I fucking love iced coffee.
Do you have hot
drink-
coffee?
It has to be hot. I cannot. Okay, here's the funny thing. I cannot drink iced tea, and I
Yeah.
cannot drink iced coffee.
I love iced tea. I love iced coffee.
Like my wife drinks unsweetened iced tea.
I love unsweetened iced tea.
Okay, so I need to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Doesn't it taste like somebody just scooped the bottom of a river up and put it in a cup?
Yeah, kinda.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. it
What
does.
am I supposed to be tasting?
It's all
What's
got
the
different
best-
flavors.
What's
I
the
don't know.
best kind?
I love green tea. So,
So
iced
should I
green
brew-
tea.
Like, should I brew up some of my own green tea and put ice in it? Or can I buy like a green tea at the store?
You can buy like the shit they have at Starbucks, the Tazo
Yeah.
green tea like Zen mix.
Yeah.
And you can make iced tea out of that. You would just make like a normal cup of tea and then just like you make it a little bit stronger and then dump it over ice and it kind of melts the ice a little bit and kind of weakens it up. I just think it's a great flavor. It's refreshing.
Well, I love green tea hot. Like
Regular iced tea is just
pond water.
It's awful.
Well, my mom
me.
used to.
There's sediment in it.
My mom used to make sun tea all the time when I was a fucking kid.
Sun
Yeah.
tea's good though.
It's fucking iced tea.
was-
It's,
Yeah,
you
but
throw
sun
tea.
tea-
You throw tea bags
know.
in a jar of water and you let it sit in the fucking sun.
Literally just about to scream
it's the
at you.
exact same
Fuck you.
fucking
No,
thing.
sun tea tasted different than regular
It's
iced
the
tea.
same goddamn thing,
You're
Bill.
just using the sun as the heat source.
Fuck you. I always thought sun tea was better.
I think it's delicious. I grew up drinking it. Sun tea. We had fresh like a lemon tree in our backyard, so you could fucking throw fresh lemons in it and shit. But then like I had friends introduce me to sweet tea, and I was like, "Fuck
What are you
this,
laughing
dude. This
at me
is gross." I don't like sweet tea. Sweet tea, I think, is
Okay.
fucking nasty.
So here's what it
Ooh,
is.
I like me some
Unsweetened
sweet tea.
iced tea tastes like pond water to
Okay.
me, right?
Yeah.
If somebody gives me sweet tea, I'm like, you tried to dump a bunch of sugar in some pond water to disguise it, and it makes me even more mad because it
love
feels
me
like
some sweet
just
tea.
own up to that it's pond water.
I mean, at that point, it's like I'll just take a Mountain Dew or a fucking Coke. You know what I mean? Like,
I could not
Little
believe when
sweet
I
tea
found out that
in,
Mountain
like,
Dew was
Georgia?
mostly orange juice.
is it really?
Yeah.
What?
I was like looking it up. And
Sounds
it's like,
unfounded.
okay, dude.
Sounds
Let me
like
get on
horse
here
shit.
and search it.
Sounds like bullshit.
Mountain Dew.
Sounds like a malarkey.
No, well, so anyway, I haven't heard back from Whole Foods because I sent them a letter that was like, so I'm finding out Mountain Dew is basically orange juice, and I'd like to know why you don't carry it.
They ain't They ain't calling you back.
They're
bro.
not. They're not returning that call.
They're not.
Let's see
They're
here.
not getting back to you on that one.
Let's see.
That'd be like if I sent Samsung letters. My smartphone didn't tell me the scam likely call was a scam.
You know what's gonna really suck is if this is like totally wrong.
It probably is.
Oh no, see, there's orange juice in it.
All right, the claim was
It's concentrated orange juice is one of the 3 key ingredients.
three
Really?
key ingredients.
The other
is
2
concentrated
are
orange juice.
high fructose corn syrup and carbonation.
Isn't
I
that like
find
the
that
also
totally
the?
shocking.
That's
Really?
what I said. I was
Yeah.
in disbelief, but it's made my breakfast a lot better. Have an English muffin and a Mountain Dew now.
Oh my god.
I do like. It makes me want. What's in the Mountain Dew Live Wire? Because that's amazing, and that's their orange soda. Is that more just concentrated orange juice?
How great is it if
Less
they've
high
just conned
fructose corn
everyone
syrup.
and they just dumped a little extra orange juice in the mix?
Just a little extra orange juice and some orange flavoring, orange coloring this time instead of the fucking neon green. Yeah. The shit that I've put in my body and my life is just fucking atrocity.
That's fine.
It's not fine. It's not fine. Fucking everything hurts at this point. Everything's broken. My insides are falling apart. Rotting out. I had to shit in a cup the other day.
Why?
I was having some fucking bowel problems, man.
Oh, yeah.
where
I mean, was it like
man.
medical or was
It
it
was
just like-
medical.
oh, I was like, when
Yeah.
you just ran out of
Oh,
time.
Brian, thank
wasn't-
you.
I was-
I mean, you may as well do that. You know, he walks by and he like ducks his head, and I see I see the shot, and it's like you're not getting out of it, stupid. Like you're still in the shot. He
just
ducks.
watched
His,
the
he just ducks his head.
Shit on for trying.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm just gonna walk dick out next time.
We've been waiting for it.
Nobody will see it because that'll be out of shot.
I would say sleep on that idea.
Think about it for a minute.
Oh my god, guys, we've been on for about an hour and a half here.
Oh my god, that just
we
flew
really?
past.
We flew past.
Also, I only got on my phone so that Joe and Kevin wouldn't feel like I only get on my phone around them.
That's hysterical.
When we used to record, I would just be like,
Well, Joe edits. I don't edit.
oh, but you don't understand. Kevin would be like, hey, Chris, what do you think about? And I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. Nix, am I right?
So you guys aren't recording the podcast anymore?
No, not right this second, but we got it's like getting retooled.
Is it
Don't,
getting reworked?
yeah, don't worry about
A
it.
little
It's
bit
about to be
barroom
awesome.
heroes in the
It's
works.
about to be
Is
awesome.
it still barroom heroes?
Yes.
Yes.
That might be more of like a banner, like a
Yeah.
production banner
Yeah.
for a couple of ideas.
Okay.
But we were just like, this idea is fine. But we had like a lot of, it was like a good thing. It was like a cool thing where
Yeah.
we had more organic, cool ideas
Yeah.
that were better than that one. So we just like, let's quietly put it to bed and kind of rebirth it down the line.
I had a good time when I was on your guys' podcast
Same.
that one time.
Same. I had a
appreciate
blast.
it.
No, it was
fun
fun.
time.
I just, there was,
Yeah.
they used to get real upset. That's why I was on my phone here.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's video evidence so that they won't. Because they used to be like,
He
can
was
you
on his
just,
phone. He's a piece of shit. All right.
Like, are you
I,
buying
I
hats?
checked my shit out. No, you probably are.
dude, oh yeah,
How many hats do you have?
up a lot.
Before you got, how many?
Too many.
Give me a number.
It was 50 or 60.
Fuck off.
He told me a story the other day about driving to a minor league baseball park out of town just so that he could get a hat. Okay.
You got a problem. Oh no, dude, it was great.
That was a
We
great
were-
hat.
We were in Portland, Maine, and I was like, I got to get this Portland Sea Dogs hat. The Sea Dogs are premium hat, and like, I could have ordered one offline, but I was like, you know, when am I going to be in Portland again? And so I took an Uber.
How far?
And I was like, can you take me to the stadium? And the guy's like, you going to see the Sea Dogs? I'm like, no, actually, can you hang out right here? I'm just going to go buy a hat real quick and go back. And then I got in there, and I told you about this, right?
Yeah.
And I walk up, and it was like about to be a riot while I was in the gift shop. Because they're like, hey, everyone, the rain is going to postpone the game until 5 p.m. And it was like noon. And all these people were like, we already showed up. They're like flipping tables and stuff. And I was like,
Did you just steal a hat?
A6. Oh, no, I
Just
paid
steal
for it, dude. I'm a tourist.
I mean, you could have
catch
just
the
been
tourists.
participatory
why
in a
steal?
riot. You know,
Why steal?
loot.
I'm not doing
There's
that.
already a riot. You can start looting.
This guy.
Start a trend.
Again, I'm the one who's apparently devoid of a compass.
You're the one with anger issues.
I never said you were devoted. I just said you were an angry man.
Oh, and then the dude, my favorite thing was the guy's like,
you just called iced tea a pond water. You just basically insulted the entire South.
no, I didn't. They like sweet tea.
Well, you called
Which
sweet
is
tea
a
You
fraud.
called
even
it
worse.
pond water with
You
sugar.
called it
Which is
even
a
worse,
fraud.
and you said it made you angrier.
No, if I go down to the South, you know what I'm going to do? They're going to hand me sweet tea, and I'm going to drink all of it. And
Good
be like,
man.
wow, this was phenomenal.
You're
Thank you
gonna-
so much for your
See,
hospitality.
look
This
at
was
that.
great sweet tea.
He's a fucking politician.
If anybody was going to choke down some pond water, I'm glad it was me. And,
You got a sickness.
no, but when I was buying the hat, they had the regular one, and they had one for the 25th anniversary of the team.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "You want the 25th anniversary?" And I was like, "I've been in here for 25 seconds. I have no idea the history of this team, nor do I care. I just love the logo on that hat. Please sell me one."
Did you? So you didn't get 25th anniversary?
No, I didn't.
That's the smart move, I think.
And then well, yeah, because everyone's gonna be like, "Oh man, when did you live in Portland, Maine?" And I'm gonna be like, "For about 4.5 hours one year."
You know when I have this problem?
What?
When I wear my Old Navy T-shirts.
Really?
They're like, "Hey, Indiana." And I'm like, "Yeah, Old Navy. Am I right?" Never one step foot in fucking Indiana.
That's why I don't buy those. That's why exactly why I don't buy those for that because I got that face where people just walk up to me and they're just like, "Oh, so you're from Indiana too, huh?"
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "No, please don't fucking show your face.
I
Like,
love-
make me smell your breath right now."
Those are my
please."
favorite conversations
No, I
in
hate
the whole
them.
world.
Oh, can't do it.
Oh,
No.
dude.
Because this person thinks they have the greatest icebreaker to come at me with, and I completely shut them down with, "No, I just shop at Old Navy." I have no idea what this
I don't want
place
that.
is.
I don't want that mouth breather to come talk to me.
Oh, it's so much fun.
No. First of all, don't insult mouth breathers because otherwise I'll die in my sleep. And, also, I almost bought. I was trying to buy an Allman Brothers shirt on the internet, like
Yeah.
off eBay.
As one does.
And it was like tour 1979.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, on a bad day, I look like I might have been there in 1979. I can't have this T-shirt.
It's too accurate.
And that's what's fucked up too. Is like you're younger than all of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
I
But literally every single dude, I had a person who was like, "Oh, I thought you were like 45,"
No.
Dude,
and in my head, I was like, "How am I supposed to take that?"
when I first started stand up and first met you in like Michael Paul Cone, he went to Centanni went to high school with Cone.
Yeah.
And he was a year younger.
Yeah.
And Cone told me that. I was like, fuck off. He's not a year younger than you. He looks like an old man with kids and a mortgage and, just like gout.
Definitely looks like he has gout. Definitely.
See what I'm saying?
Definitely looks
I'm
like.
feeling like there's something wrong with the way I'm presenting myself.
Definitely looks like he's rocking a strong case of gout.
This looks like the angriest 45-year-old man, and I'm assuming it's from his troubles with gout. That's what I'm throwing off.
He's
to
got the
people.
King's disease, and it makes one a little upset.
And it's been brought full circle with the King's disease.
On that note, Chris Centanni, where can people find you?
Any of the social media platforms, just Chris Centanni. I got them all in
Like
case I
it.
get big.
Like
Good
it's
job.
simple.
Yeah, dude. Just in case.
Just in case.
Literally, I wasn't like, I'm getting famous. I was like, dude, if I get famous, I don't have to buy it back from somebody.
It's just a frugal move.
I don't have to spend that money later.
Oh, and
Chris
then,
Centanni everywhere.
yeah.
Do you have anything coming up?
Let's see. I got a few things coming up. I got something. Well, Friday. I don't know how soon these come out.
This
but
will be out on Sunday.
on Sunday. Then you guys missed it. Friday was lit.
Friday was fucking awesome.
I did probably 72 minutes, standing ovation, all of it.
It was all
was
one
at that
joke.
show at
it was all
Combs,
one
right?
joke.
What's up?
Is that that birthday show? At
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Kevin's
it's
birthday.
Kevin's birthday. Well, happy birthday in the past, Kevin.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
gonna be dude. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun.
I hope you had a great birthday, Kevin.
Okay, so I got a couple of them. Last Tuesday in August, I'm on Tickle Your Bone,
Cool.
and which I'm really excited about because it's been way too long since I've been on that show.
Awesome.
And
it's
then
a great show.
the second week of August on Thursday, I'm at Plasma.
Both
And I
great
also
shows.
haven't done that show in a long time.
Both
Yeah.
great shows. both great.
Really, you should all come out because I need to redeem myself on that one. I bombed for 20 straight minutes last time.
Did you really?
Jesus.
I was like the headliner type
yeah.
guy, and I went up there and I was like, I'm gonna try these new like edgier jokes that I wrote, and I just decided to live in it, man. But it was 20 minutes. No one will
Sometimes
get
you got
back.
to. So you know what though? Sometimes you got to soldier through living in it. And I've seen you soldier through living in it before and have a great outcome from it. So I mean,
Well, yeah,
you
that, I
keep
just
going.
wish that would have been it.
Yeah,
I wish it
doesn't
was that
always
night,
happen.
but
I mean, it did
No,
always
it was.
happen.
I'm sure it wasn't as bad as it
I'll-
felt, but it felt pretty bad.
To this day, I will always say that the first time you ever told that fucking story about you going to the dentist,
Yeah,
on stage, it was like right after it fucking happened.
it was that.
It was like that
the
day.
day after.
Yeah, and it was
I was freshly very angry.
it was the greatest story I've ever heard.
You did that at the Grid. I thought it was good. Did that not work at the Plasma?
No, that didn't. But no, nothing.
It did not.
I mean, it's fair. Like, it's not their fault. It's not the audience's fault.
No.
I just like obviously didn't have what they were looking for, and I knew all about it for 20
I
minutes.
like how you take responsibility about your bombings, and
yeah,
it's everybody else is too dumb to understand what I'm trying to say, and that's why they're not
Listen, I
laughing.
like Plasma, but at the same time, like, there's nights where that place looks like the casting couch to the Lemon Party.
Okay, man.
Like, there's
this is
just
how
a-
you do this. Every show is a great show because this is going to go on the air, and then people aren't going to book you.
They don't watch.
To be fair, though, that was
They don't make it to the end anymore.
Plasma was actually super
They don't
fun.
make it this far.
I'm just telling you.
dude. I've had great. It
was actually a really fun
I've had
place.
great times at every room, and also shitty times at every room I've ever
Oh, and shout
done.
out to Jim.
Jim Vigil. Yeah,
Jim Vigil's there.
Jim-
Dude,
Jim-
rules.
Fucking Jim,
he's
man.
the old bartender from Stand Up Scottsdale,
Yeah, he's
which
the best
is
dude in the
where
whole
I met
world.
this motherfucker.
Rock and roll Jim.
It's
What I
it
see.
is
Have
it
you
is a
met
good
him?
room.
No.
Oh, you need to.
He's really
He's
nice
literally
guy.
like one of the coolest people in the world.
I've been to Plasma a few times. I've never had a good time at Plasma, but I've only ever done the open mic to two people, and just is like, oh, I could have just fucking
It's actually a cool room, dude.
punched
That-
myself in the nuts.
That's why it was so
and,
disappointing.
Stayed home.
It is a cool room.
I was like, Paladino like filled this room up, dude. There's like 35 people here, and I'm disappointing all of them.
That's the worst fucking feeling in the world.
it is bad, but you need it to grow up.
Yeah.
And be a comic.
I don't want to draw.
I don't either.
All right, guys, that was
Guys,
fun.
We love
That
you.
was awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I waited so long to respond and get on this.
You
thing.
should
Should be
Piece of shit.
asshole.
How fucking dare you?
Fucking cunt.
Fucking die.
That was. I think that was.
Plasma.
Plasma.
That was out like 20 minutes.
We love you, everybody. Thank you to Chris Centanni.
See
Matt,
ya.
I love you.
I love me too.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.